On Thursday evening, RBI lifted the curbs from Bajaj Finance. This is two products, that is the Insta EMI and the eCOM cards. The Insta EMI card and eCOM products both were a big hit among the customers. In fact, the curbs were lifted with immediate effect. That's what the company informed us via the stock exchanges. In fact, it said that not just the sanctioning and doling out of loans has been restarted among on these two products, but also the issuance of new cards has been restarted. Now, the development comes after the lender had submitted its request to the RBI for the reviewing of these curbs. The timing is actually very interesting and significant here, because in the past, whenever we've seen business curbs being put on companies in cases of HDFC Bank, IIFL Finance, Paytm Payments Bank, and so on and so forth, we've always observed that it takes the regulator at least 12 to 15 months to lift those curbs. But in this context particularly, just in about like 5.5 to 6 odd months, the curbs have been lifted. So definitely it becomes a positive for the company. But let me bring in some context as to why the curbs were put in the first place. Now, as our viewers can see, the curbs were placed due to the non-adherence to certain guidelines, and the curbs came into effect in November 2023. In particular, it was the non-issuance of a key fact statement to the borrowers and also some deficiencies in the key fact statement. That's what caused the curbs to be put in the first place. Obviously, there was some business impact as well, and a significant impact was felt in the fourth quarter numbers, because the new loans that were being booked was significantly lower. In fact, while there were about 4 crore EMI cards in force as of September 23, that's the last figure we had before the curbs were placed in November. After that, if we have to see if we can bring the numbers here once again, as we said, that the new loans that were booked were just at about 7.8 million. These are the quarter 4 numbers that we are showing our viewers. They were up just about 4% on a year-on-year basis. Quite a significant impact, clearly showing that a lot of business was coming from there. Harsh, why don't you run us through what other impact you are assessing and what the brokerages are in fact making of it now?
Sure, absolutely, Pragati. So just picking up from where you left off, 8 lakh odd loans is what Bajaj Finance missed out on in Q4 in terms of growth, 12 lakh overall in FY24. So while the numbers in terms of number of new loans booked looks large, as component of the AUM, it's not as large, because it's just about a 4% impact on profit before taxes as of Q4 FY24. That's what most brokerages are saying. Also, in terms of the biggest positive here is the fact that the issue has been resolved in 5 months. This, and I quote Citi on this, is commendable in their words, and that could possibly be the key positive on the stock, even from a sentiment perspective. So let's pull out what Citi is saying. What they are saying is this 5-month rectification of deficiencies is what is commendable. That's what they are saying. The other key takeaway is that they believe that in terms of the guidance, things will start to get front-ended and the guidance will go towards the top end of the band. Now, mind you, 2 metrics on guidance. AUM growth, 26 to 28%. What Citi seems to suggest is now AUM growth has been switched over to more on the top end of the guidance, 28% likely. The other piece is what Pragati correctly pointed out is with regard to customer acquisition. 1.2 to 1.4 crore customers was the guidance. Street not happy about that, which is what the reaction on the stock price suggested. And therefore, what Citi believes is that that will also be at the top end of the guidance. So around 1.4 crore customers likely to be acquired in FY25, given that this has happened so early in FY25. Citi obviously positive on it, 8675 the target price, 26% upside here. MK on the other hand seems to suggest that the re-rating will also be from an earnings standpoint, which is a positive. Of course, the embargo lifting so quickly is a positive surprise in itself from a sentiment perspective. Likely a reaction on the stock. 4% of PBT was the Q4 impact. That will get reversed starting probably Q2 FY25. So plenty of positives in the near term, which were negatives just about in the short to medium term, and that's what's probably going to drive the stock price. MK has a 9,000 rupees target price on this one, 31% upside.